2 different collisions and 2 people dead.
You know, speed limits are there for a reason.
Police have advice for drivers and pedestrians. Students joined their teachers in protest.
I believe in the collective bargaining process.
As the strike continues. And a shift in the market.
The majority of units started, and apartment units started, are actually condo units.
A boom in new condos in Calgary.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. 2 people are dead after being hit by vehicles in 2 separate incidents in Calgary, and they happened fewer than 12 hours apart. Jordan Canigan is in River Bend in the southeast, and Jordan, that's where the latest collision happened.
Ian, in fact, it was in that area right behind me shortly after 7:30 this morning. Police say a woman was walking and trying to cross the street in an unmarked crosswalk when she was hit by a vehicle. That vehicle did not stay at the scene. The woman is an elderly female in her 70s or 80s. She was thrown about 14 meters into the northbound lane. When fire and paramedics arrived, she was pronounced dead on scene. The driver did not stay after the collision initially, but returned hours later and turned himself in to officers here at the scene. Now, that crash happening the morning after another pedestrian was killed. Police say a man 47 years old was crossing against the light at the intersection of 17th Avenue and 38th Street Southeast last night. The driver in that situation did remain at the scene.
The nights are getting darker, the early mornings are getting darker, so if you're out walking, certainly be aware of the traffic that's around you and your surroundings. Wear reflective clothing. Drivers, you know, speed limits are there for a reason. Keep to those speed limits or drive below those speed limits.
Now, I did speak to a man who said that he talked to the driver in this Riverbend collision shortly after it happened. He said the driver told him that his windows had fogged up and he initially thought he had hit a deer. It wasn't until he came back to the scene hours later he realized what had happened. Now, charges have not been announced in either of those crashes. Ian?
Thank you, Jordan. The town of High River is coming together after a house fire claimed the life of a local man known for his compassion and generosity. 46-year-old Clint Malinowski is described as a loving father and someone who went out of his way to help the homeless. He died Tuesday morning when a fire broke out in the basement suite of his parents' home in the 600 block of 8th Street Southeast. Investigators say crews arrived within minutes, but the flames and smoke were too intense to reach him in time. A GoFundMe page has now raised nearly $13,000 to support the family. They say the outpouring of kindness represents just how much of an impact Clint had on his community.
He taught me to just be a great person, you know, like just because someone's not nice to you doesn't mean that you shouldn't be nice to them.
14 years ago we went through the flood, and there's a term that came out of there, High River Strong. Still there. Thank you.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Community members and small businesses are also trying to support the family. For more details, visit our website. Calgary police are looking for 3 suspects wanted for fraud in a crime that began by stealing a piece of mail. In July, a man took an envelope from a mailbox in the southwest, which had a credit card inside. Police say the thieves then racked up more than $23,000 in purchases at several Home Depot locations. Police releasing security images of the 3 suspects. If you recognize any of them, investigators would like to hear from you. With Diwali and Halloween approaching, the city is reminding residents that personal fireworks are prohibited within city limits. So is the sale and possession of them. In Calgary, fireworks can only be operated by certified professionals with a valid permit. Police say last year they received more than 200 calls in 1 week about unauthorized fireworks. In one instance, the airport considered shutting down an active runway because of fireworks being set off nearby. Fines for fireworks violations range from $250 all the way up to $500,000. More protests today on the 8th day of the teacher strike with no sign the two sides are close to an agreement. Tim Brook joins us live from one of the protests near Schuldeis Park. And Tim, that's one of two major gatherings scheduled in our city today.
Yes, Ian, earlier this afternoon, we were actually in Bowness with some teachers who were trying to stir up support for their cause. This afternoon in Montgomery, as you can see over my shoulder, it's students that are trying to do the exact same. They're really, believe it or not, hoping to be back in class soon. And these two protests in Calgary today really paled in comparison to a massive one outside of a Danielle Smith speaking engagement in Edmonton. While teachers, students, and parents called for better working conditions and smaller class sizes outside, inside, the Premier was hinting that we could once again be facing back-to-work legislation after the next legislative session kicks off on October 23rd.
I believe in the collective bargaining process. It's always better to get an agreement at the table because you don't want people feeling like they've been forced back into an environment and don't feel like they've got a fair settlement. So we've got a little bit more work to do before we have that consideration. I think the measure is it beginning to cause irreparable harm? And everybody will have a different interpretation of when that is.
Now, as most of our viewers know, a major sticking point in this strike is class sizes. The Alberta Teachers Association would like to see a cap that would mean fewer students in classrooms, especially in the younger grades. The government agrees that we do need to get the numbers down, but Ian, it also says to do that in the way the ATA is asking for would require a lot of infrastructure and staffing spending that just isn't realistic right now.
Tim, thank you. T-shirts celebrating a proud moment in Calgary's history are once again raising funds to help local kids play sports. If you were around for the Flames' 2004 Stanley Cup run, you might recognize this shirt. With Captain Jerome McGinley's blessing, they were sold in support of kids' sport and raised $10,000. Well, the shirts are making a comeback. This time, they're designed by a local company that specializes in retro tees. And this run celebrates the 30th anniversary of Kids Sport Calgary.
For those that can't afford the full expensive fees to play hockey or soccer or gymnastics, you can apply to Kids Sport and get a grant to help cover the cost of your registration fees or the equipment you need to play whatever sport you're interested in.
The $30 shirts are proving to be popular. 700 of them have been printed, and already 400 have sold. If you're interested in getting your hands on one, head to the Sea of Dead website. Chilling in the Dome with Jerome. Those were good times. Remember that?
Too, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was almost T-shirt weather today.
It was. I was wearing a T-shirt for a little bit at the park with a bunch of kids. It was a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed it in some way because we're not getting this warm for a while. This is the warmest day of the next 10 at least, and a significant difference in temperature by tomorrow. 18 degrees. So we just bumped up another degree. There we go. Yes. For Ian, that's a light jacket. For me, that's a T-shirt, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, he says. Okay. A hoodie. Everybody's different, Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thvw.com. Chilly to start in the morning at 2. The clouds will be there in the morning. Small chance of an isolated shower as well, and then a greater chance of showers in the afternoon. And yes, you see a lightning strike there because there is the potential for thunderstorm activity tomorrow afternoon as well. Just a high of 8 and a chilly wind out of the northwest, gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. More details coming up, Ian.
Thanks, Danielle. When a Calgary man took his cat into the vet, he ended up with a major surprise. Next, a recommendation for pricey dental surgery and an order from the Humane Society. And health ministers from across the country in Calgary to discuss what's working and what isn't in healthcare. Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. A Calgary cat owner says he's facing a dilemma, a pricey dental surgery or surrendering his elderly pet to the Humane Society if he doesn't get it done. Adam Nixon's tabby cat Leo is 15. In July, a mass formed on its neck. Nixon rushed Leo to the VCA Marlborough Animal Hospital and was given antibiotics. While there, the vet recommended dental surgery with an estimated cost of $1,500. Nixon says he went to other vets who priced the procedure slightly cheaper. Last week, he was handed a compliance order by the Humane Society to get the surgery before October 22nd.
I think that's the best option for my cat's well-being, to not have him go through the risky surgery. And I know there's some people out there that are going to say, just do the surgery. And it's, if I had some indication that he was in pain, that he needed this, it wouldn't be a question in my mind, but I don't want to risk not getting the cat that I have back.
The vet told CTV they did alert the Humane Society. The Humane Society says vets have an obligation to report cases of animal distress, and peace officers investigate to determine if the owner failed to provide adequate medical care. Owners could face a fine of up to $20,000 and a lifetime ban of owning pets. Nixon is still trying to decide what to do. 2 orphaned grizzly cubs will now stay at the Calgary Zoo permanently. The cubs were brought to the zoo last month after their mother was shot and killed by a hunter she charged near Diamond Valley. The Wilder Institute says the pair would have died in the wild because they're so young. Zoo officials say the female and male are adapting well. They'll be viewable to the public sometime in the spring. Okay, and just to be clear, Danielle, you weren't in Calgary in 2004 because, well, you were so young back then, but many of us here are very nostalgic for the Flames' last run for the Stanley Cup, the last one in 2004.
I heard about it, but was in a different city at the time.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for saying young, though. I'll take it. We'll leave it there. Okay, Skywatch weather cam. And this, looking this way, you can see some clouds. Looking the other way, it's all blue sky. So we do have clouds increasing, and that's ahead of a warm front that's moving through. Check this out from this warm front. 18 degrees in Calgary. We are in mid-October. 16 Brooks and Medicine Hat. And for most cases, most communities, it's also calm winds. So this comes with a really nice day. 19, nearly 20 in Lethbridge. And then cooler in Pincher Creek at 13. Also a little gustier, 65 kilometers per hour in Pincher Creek. That's what's been going on. We have this front that's moving through. Now, most of the moisture should remain in central Alberta. And then in the south end, it will die out in the mountains, the moisture anyway, and the clouds will roll in. So we will continue. You can already see it starting to creep into Calgary. Increasing cloud over these next couple of hours, so bye to all the sunshine, but there will still be sunny breaks for the next hour or so before the sun sets. Okay, key thing in the upper air analysis, in the darker green, this is the jet stream. This will shift all the way down stateside. This is going to open us up for this cooler air mass to move in. This is going to start off with a cold front tomorrow, and that's going to spark up instability. That means thunderstorms are even possible in many communities in southern Alberta tomorrow, especially in the afternoon hours. So here's the first wave, the warm front, just the clouds moving in through the south. Then as we get into tomorrow morning, late morning, we have the potential for isolated showers in the city. Smaller chance of seeing it in the morning, greater chance of seeing it in the afternoon, and we even have the potential, you can see these pockets on this model, suggesting thunderstorm activity. So east of the QE2, east of Highway 2, Calgary included, Lethbridge included in this as well. And this goes really from about 4 p.m. up until about 9 p.m. with isolated showers and the risk of thunderstorm activity. So also much cooler, cool winds out of the northwest. It will feel significantly cooler tomorrow. Then Saturday, as you can see, the sunshine comes back out. And for Sunday, more cloud cover rolls back in and we get into a small chance of showers. And that's why your longer range forecast looks like this. So keep in mind how high we got today, about 18 degrees in the city, and just a high of 8 for tomorrow. That also comes with a strong wind out of the northwest, especially in the afternoon, gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. That's a cool wind. Mostly cloudy for the day, and then in the afternoon, we have the potential for thunderstorm activity, and throughout the day in general, pop-up showers are possible. 11 degrees, so back into the double digits for the weekend, as you can see here. Cloud cover increasing on Sunday, so that will be back with a small chance of showers.
Provincial health ministers from across the country met in Calgary today to share ideas and to create a united front against Ottawa. This was the first of a two-day health summit at the TELUS Convention Centre. The top health officials discussed a number of topics, including doctor shortages, improved training for healthcare workers, and sharing resources across provincial boundaries. Alberta's health minister, Adriana LaGrange, said the meetings will help when it comes to asking the federal government for more healthcare funding.
Well, I'm hearing from my counterparts that we have many successes across the provinces. We've all removed barriers within our own provinces and territories, but we are seeing that we have federal challenges that we have to deal with as well.
And tomorrow, the federal health minister will join the summit. These are times when a lot of people feel divided.
Hurry up, you're going too slow. Smelling the roses and watching them grow.
Still to come, the artist on a mission to bring Albertans together through song.
Can't spend all day messing around. You know time is money. It don't grow on trees or listen to me.
Tale of two different sectors in the stock markets today. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Karmali Advisory Group. And Dave, gains early today in the market were driven by optimism about AI.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ian. It was a tale of two different tapes today. And, you know, October itself can be notoriously volatile, and certainly the last several trading days have proven that to be the case. And today as well, we started out strong, and we started out on some renewed optimism around the AI trade. Taiwan Semiconductor came out with some very strong financial results and made some very strong forward-looking comments about the AI super trend that's in place. It was followed up by some strong numbers out of Alibaba, talking about already monetizing their very large investment in AI, and that spurred the optimism that we saw in the early trade.
Meantime, later today, the losses were connected to a weakness in the U.S. banking sector.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And of course, there's lots of things to worry about in today's market, but what we did get is a release from Zions Bank Corp, which is a regional bank in the United States. What they released was that they are taking a $50 million loss on some commercial and industrial loans, principally in California. But for the regional banking sector, those are big losses. And you saw the stock on Zions down 13%, but the regional banking sector falling under pressure as well, down as much as 6%, on concerns that there could be some weakening in the U.S. economy. And that, unfortunately, took the wind out of the sails and had the markets end in negative territory today.
Lots to watch out for here. Dave, thanks very much.
Bye, Ian.
New figures from the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation show there were more housing starts in Calgary in September, but the type of construction has changed. Between January and September of 2025, there were more than 20,000 housing starts. That's a 20% increase over the same period last year. While the number of single detached homes being built remains steady, other types of housing, like condos, increased 28%.
Several years in Calgary have been oriented towards rental market and rental housing, and but this month it actually stands out quite a bit because the majority of units started, apartment units started, are actually condo units.
The CMHC expects Calgary area construction to slow down a bit by 2026. 2 people are dead after being hit by vehicles in 2 separate incidents. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. 1 man died after getting struck by a vehicle last night, and then this morning a woman died after a hit and run. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a witness, plus what residents are telling us about road safety in the neighborhood. Also ahead, teachers send a message to the Premier while she's speaking at a luncheon in Edmonton. Coming up, why educators are pushing back on Daniel Smith's classroom size comments. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. Alberta has a new artist in residence, and he'll be taking his show on the road.
You know time is money. It don't grow on trees. Are you listening to me? When you're older, you will.
Juno nominee John Ward Hannam will be the artist in residence until September of next year. His residency project is called Everyone Has a Story. Ward Hannam will visit 10 rural, remote, and inner city communities across Alberta in the next year and host songwriting workshops.
Music has an amazing way of bridging gaps between generations, gaps between cultures, between different points of view. And I think that when people express their voices and when people are open to listening to them, we realize that we actually have more in common than we think.
The residency comes with a grant for up to $50,000. After a dry stretch for a few days, we're looking at some possible showers. Right now in the city, it's mainly sunny and 18. Danielle has the details still ahead. So potentially thunder showers in mid-October. That's pretty unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot going on tomorrow. Non-severe thunderstorms, I should clarify.
Okay.
Also 10 degrees cooler with just the base temperature alone. Then a cool wind gusting 50 kilometers per hour out of the northwest.
Oh.
That's a chilly wind. So it's a different day tomorrow than the perfect October 16th weather we had today. 18 degrees, calm winds, sunshine. Okay, so let's talk more about tomorrow. This is the 3-day forecast, and we have a good chance of showers in the morning, a greater chance of showers in the afternoon and early evening, and there may even be some embedded thunderstorms in this. There will be thunderstorm activity in southern Alberta. We could see that in Calgary. Again, this is very isolated, so it's hard to forecast exactly where it pops up. That cold wind gusting out of the northwest, and just a high of 8 tomorrow. We get back into the double digits, though, for the weekend. Brighter on Saturday, more cloudy with chance of showers on Sunday. Ian?
Danielle, thanks. Art Spot Calgary is hosting its second annual under $200 art show this week. There are hundreds of pieces by close to 50 local artists at the show. It's a chance for Calgarians to pick up an original piece of art for an affordable price. The show has connected artists with buyers for 18 years now. Organizers say many of the pieces would normally be sold for much more outside this show.
This show is all originals. It's not prints. Actually, there are a few prints in the gift shop, but the entire exhibition floor is all original artwork. And yeah, a lot of these pieces are worth thousands of dollars for sure. Yeah, and like hundreds of hours of work. And yeah, it's incredible.
The show runs until Sunday at 1029 10th Avenue Southwest. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.